Hey, how's it going? Just want to show my Mimighoul profile. Over the course of two locals plus on DB, I went 3-1 at one locals, made some changes, and then went 6-1 on DB with it, and just went 4-1 at another locals with it. Um, Want to show off because I think this deck is better than people think it is. It's still very rogue, but it's got a lot of tricks, and I think it's actually quite playable. So let's just jump right in, starting off with the main, which is 40. For Mimighoul cards, we play, put it over here because the glare's bad. We play 2 Master, 3 Dragon, 3 Archfiend, and the 1 Serb. Um, I see some people playing 3 of this. I used to play 3 of it, but I think you only need 2 because a lot of the times you're actually normaling Dragon because his normal is just better. It's very situational. It depends on what's in the hand. Since the cards are new, I guess I'll just quickly see what they all do. Master on summon searches a Mimighoul monster, and during your opponent's turn, it is a quick effect during the main phase to flip something from face down to face up. Um, Dragon on summon searches a Mimighoul spell trap, and on your opponent's turn when it's flipped, or on your opponent's field when it's flipped, it destroys all monsters and then comes control over to you. Archfiend on normal special flips one of their cards face up, and during your opponent's field when it's flipped, you draw one, your opponent discards one, and then it comes over to you. And then the one Serb, he's like definitely the worst one, but I still play one to reveal off Maker. Uh, on your field, your opponent can't target Mimighoul spells or traps, I believe. Or nope, just face up spells. So it pretty much just protects your field spell. And when it's flipped, your opponent banishes the top 3 cards of their deck, and then if they have a banished monster, they summon it to your field as well as this. So it's pretty much just used to get bodies for links. For the spells, we play the 3 dungeon as well as the terraforming. So dungeon is probably your best card. Um, it's not on activation search. It's a separate effect to search, so you can do it every turn. But you search a Mimighoul monster while your opponent controls a set card. They or a set monster, not card. They cannot do their normal summon, nor can they attack with special summon monsters. And if you're playing the deck right, they should almost always have a set monster to their field. So they pretty much can never attack you with their special summons, which is really good. 2 Maker, I thought this card was really good. I often sided one or both out. But what this one does is you reveal 2 flip monsters from your deck, which are these 7. And then you flip a coin, roll dice, or whatever to make it random. One goes to your opponent's field face down, the other one comes to your hand, and then you can, still in the same effect, special a Mimighoul from your hand. So you reveal 2. If I'm going first and I open this, I reveal these 2. And depending on which one they get, it doesn't really matter. If they get the Archfiend, that's fine, because then they're going to have to discard one and you'll draw one during their turn. And you get this to hand, which you can just keep in hand and special something else you have. It doesn't have to be the revealed one. But better if you reveal these 2 and they get the Cerberus, you add the Archfiend to your hand, special it, and then they have to flip this. And then this gives you a body plus another one if they hit a monster, which makes you able to, like, summon IP or something. So that's the reason for this. And when it's engraved, if your opponent special summons, you can banish it to flip a card face up. And then 3 Room, which is very, very good. Originally, when this stuff first got announced, I thought this was going to be the good card, but this one's actually way better. Um, when it's activated, you can either summon a Mimighoul face down to your opponent's field from deck or face up to your field. And then in the same effect, non-target flip a card face down. So it's a non-target Book of Moon, which is really, really good. And then Engrave, which caught a lot of my opponents off guard today. The turn that it wasn't activated, so you can only use 1 effect per turn. You can banish it to bounce as many Mimighoul cards you control back to hand. So, like, if I normal Dragon and they try to imperm it, you just chain this, bounce, and then you dodge it, and then later you can summon it to their field face down. I guess I forgot to mention, all of these little ones have the effect when they're in hand. You can special them to your opponent's field face down. But this card is super duper good because if you end on the field spell on this, and they have a set, usually it's a set Archfiend to their field, uh, they have to flip this face up to play at some point, and then you activate Room and give them a dragon face down, because now they still have a face down monster, so they can't normal or battle or special summons. But when the time comes, you use Maker to flip the dragon face up, and dragon blows up all their monsters. So very, very good. That's all I play for Mimighoul cards. Next up is the hand traps. I play a hand trap build because I think it's probably the best way to play it, and we play a lot of them. So we play 3 Shifter because it's like a win con against a lot of decks, and we really don't care about our grave. 3 Ash because it's generic, hits everything. 3 Veiler, good hand trap. 3 Nib, also a good hand trap. 3 Imperm. So pretty much these are just like the 5 really good hand traps. And then we also play 1 Magnum because game 1 it can search you for Mimighoul Dragon because it's a dragon. And we just play 1 Mourner because I had an extra spot and I didn't know what to throw in. So what is this? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17 hand traps. That's a good chance to see 2 or 3 even. For spells, we play the 1 Called By, just everybody's on hand traps kind of, so Called By is very good. And it has applications in other ways too. And 2 Talents, same thing, hand traps are everywhere, so this is live. And also you can trigger it using your Mimighouls, so it's good in that way too. I don't think Thrust is as good though, because sure, I give you a face down card, but if I manually flip it up and it comes to my field and I activate Thrust, you don't have a monster anymore, so I can only set cards. So I don't think Thrust is as good. And then for the non-engine traps I play 1 Tikaboo because all of our cards are different, so it's just a good floodgate. And Azaroon, which is very, very good, and we search it off the rabbit. If you don't know what this is, it's a trap that summons itself as a monster. When it's in the monster zone, it's kind of like a solemn warning, kind of. And if they try to beat over it, it also destroys the monster that beat over it. So it's a 40 main. We'll jump over to side, or not side, extra. The extra deck, it's still kind of a work in progress, mainly because I don't know what to play because I don't really use it. For Link 1s, I play just Anima. Anima's just always good. Link 2s, SP, Silhouette Rabbit, Closed Heaven, IP, and Phoenix. It's just kind of generic stuff. Link 3s, I played Unicorn. Link 4s, Apo Access Code, and Link 5, Closed World. And then for XYZs, I play Fuko for defending, Assembled to try to make a Zeus, and then Downerd Zeus. And probably my MVP of the day was Typhon. I summoned Typhon so many games, like Typhon is broken. So I say that this is a work in progress because I don't know what to play. The only cards over the course of that first locals I played in DB and this locals today, the only cards I've actually summoned are I've summoned Zeus's using these. I've obviously summoned Typhon. I summoned Fuko like once or twice. I've summoned Underworld once. And the rest, I've summoned IP, SP, Silhouette Rabbit, and Anima. Everything else here I've never summoned. So personally, I think you have 5 slots you can put whatever you want in. These cards, though, I would probably always be playing. I wasn't sold on Silhouette Rabbit at first, but that trap is so good, and this has a spell trap pop when you summon the statue, so it's good. You go into Anima SP a lot, it just helps clear fields. Typhon, just slap it down whenever you can, and if the game state is tight and you can make a Nightingale to make into a big Zeus, like, that's super good. You don't really need to play this, honestly. Like, I've only summoned it once. Same with Fuko. Like, Fuko comes up, but Assemble just kind of does the same thing because you can detach one to make it you don't take damage. It just loses to Imperm, whereas this doesn't. I would say these 8 are probably like, I would never play this deck without these 8. And then moving on to the side deck, we have the one other Mourner, just if, or Moonlight Chill, sorry. If it's, good into the matchup side and other end. 2 Ogre. Ogre's good in some matchups, bad into others, that's why it's inside, but, against, like, Tenpai, even Gimmick Puppet to hit their field spell when they use the secondary effect, it has applications. The Bestial package, 1 Baldrake and 2 Drooseworm. These cards are very, very good. I side them in a lot. It stops feedsmith combos. It kind of hurts you Bell if you can use it right. It stops you from getting FTK'd by Gimmick Puppet, which our locals has a couple of. It's just got a lot of uses. 3 Phantasme. I never sided this in once just because I didn't play a deck that it was super good into. But in theory, it's really good because we have 17 hand traps. We side into more, and then we can Phantasme and draw more cards, which will hopefully get us more hand traps. 3 Cosmic, just because Cosmic, and 3 Judgment to side in when we're going first. But that's the deck. I think this deck is really good. I'm going to keep working on it because I think it's both really fun to play and obviously from my testing, it can get wins. You know, it's not just a meme deck like we thought. We can only hope that the second wave of support it gets is good, but we know how Konami is with TCG exclusives, so fingers crossed it's actually good. Yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll do my best to answer them, or suggestions, because obviously this deck is still new, so there's a lot of innovating to be done, and it's a deck I'm actually interested in. So if you think of anything that's good, let me know. And don't recommend, if you recommend Fire Sorceress or Summoning Curse or whatever it's called, I'm ignoring you because I think those cards are the biggest cope and I think they're awful. But that's just me. I could be wrong, prove me wrong. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.